Hello, grade 7 students. This is a special video to discuss end-term examination past papers. So this is end-term examination November 2024. By now you know, after changing your syllabus from Cambridge curriculum to edXL curriculum, now the examination methodology is different from the previous years. From 2024 onwards, you are having end-term examination in November. Earlier, we didn't have such an exam, so we had only the October monthly test paper, January monthly test paper, then the March semester, first semester examination. So that is how it was previously. But now you are having end-term examination to the November, and only the past paper available in the system for us to go through it is 2024. So then while going through this paper and while discussing, we will get a clear idea about the paper structure, right? And the first thing when you get the paper, by now you know because you were in the grade 6 and you are familiar to this paper structure and the examinations. So then you want to fill the blanks. Either you are in 7A, 7B, like that, and that you will be having 3 periods, and then date, that your exam date and your name and the admission number. The most important thing, you want to read the instructions properly. Answer all the questions showing your workings where necessary on the spaces provided in this paper for part 1. But for part 2 should be answered on line papers provided, giving all the required steps. So then you want to understand that when you're writing the answers for part 1, you want to manage the space they have given, okay? And you want to write answers on the paper itself, whatever the spaces they have given, right? We'll first move to part 1, right? And you can see the number of marks allocated for each question they have given, right? So then here, the first one, 6.06 correct to 1 decimal place. 6.06. Now, first of all, you want to understand that what is the first decimal place here. So this is the first decimal place. You underline it. And you look at the next number, right? When you have this kind of question, this is very easy. You just recall the theory. If they have asked you to correct a particular number to first decimal place, first you want to underline the first decimal place. And you look at the next number. If the next number is 5 or more than 5, you add 1 to where? To the underlying number. As per this, so then I can write this is approximately equal to 6.1, and inside the bracket I write 1 dp. This is the complete answer. By any chance, the next number, if it is less than 5, you don't do anything. You just write it as 6.0, right? Let's say for an example, you had 6.04, right? And you underline the first decimal place, you look at the next number is less than 5. So then your answer will be here 6.0 and 1 dp. Children, you might think, teacher, why you wrote it as 6.0? We can just write it as 6. I know, no difference that either I'm writing 6.0 or 6, no difference. Then straight away I can write 6. But I just kept the decimal point and that 0 because they have asked me to correct the given number to first decimal place. So then I want to show the first decimal place, right? Then the next one, you want to divide 50 by 7, okay? 7 times 7, 49, 1 remainder. You take an imaginary 0, put the decimal, 7 times 1, 7, then 3. You take another imaginary 0, 7 times 4, 28, and then 20, 7 times 2, 14, then you have 6. For 67 times 8, 56. You can continue like this. But I don't continue because they have asked me to correct it to two significant figure. To correct something to two significant figure, if I have three significant figures, that is more than enough. So then the answer here, 7.1428, we don't know that we have that a few other numbers. I didn't complete it. But I mark what is the second significant figure. So what is the second significant figure here, children? The second significant figure is this, right? And you look at the next number, right? The next number is less than 5. Therefore, I can write 7.1. Inside the bracket, I write 2SF. Hope it is clear, right? 7.1428, I underline the second significant figure and then I check the next number. The next number is less than 5. Therefore, I can just write 7.5, 7.1 as it is. Okay. So then we will move to the next one here. I think, I don't know whether maybe a to the power of x or a to the power of 5. So then we'll just take it like this. X to the power of 2 divided by x to the power of 5. You have the same base value. You can subtract the indices 2 minus 5. The answer is x to the power of negative 3. Okay. Or you can keep the answer 1 over x to the power of 3. Both are correct. Either you can keep it as x to the power of negative 3. 2 minus 5, it is negative 3. And here, then we'll say that we have x to the power of negative 2 times x to the power of 4. You have the same base value. You can add the indices, negative 2, positive 4. So then the answer is here x to the power of 2. Okay. So then this is how you want to write the answers. 2 minus 5, negative 3, and negative 2 plus 4, positive 2. Right. Express in the lowest term. Now the 10% means, how do you write this? 10 out of 100. That here you want to get the lowest term. That means you want to simplify this. You're simplifying something means you make it smaller. To make something smaller, children, you want to divide. Here I take 10 and 10. It gives me 1 over 10. I can't simplify it further. So this is the simplest or the lowest version. And this one, I can write 56 out of 100. If you are good at the multiplication table, straight away you can simplify this. If not, you can do this step by step. You just divide this by 2. So what will be the answer? When you divide 56, right? 56 by 2, it gives me 28. Then you write 28 over 50. Then further you can divide this by 2. What will be the answer? 14 over 25. If that you are good at the multiplication table, straight away you can divide 56 by 4, right? So then you can straight away divide 56. I will write this as the alternative option with O. And here that O, you can write this 56 divide by 100 divide by 4 divide by 4, straight away you can get 14 over 25. You just see that the 2 times 2, it is 4, right? Okay, so then we will move to the next one. Find L and K when M is 3. So then here I write L is equal to 2 times M plus N. Then I substitute the values. 2 times 3 plus 2. So then I can write 2 times 3, 6. plus 2, L is equal to 8. Then the next one, giving you answer as a mixed number, right? We'll see that how it works. M squared means M multiplied by M, minus N squared is N multiplied by N. The whole thing I divide by 2. So then how can I write? I write 3 times 3 subtract 2 times 2 divide by 2. So then 3 times 3 9, 2 times 2 4 divide by 2. So then the answer is 5 over 2. But they have asked me to correct this or write it as a mixed number. 2 times 2, 4 and 1 remainder. So then you can write 2, 1 over 2. This is the final answer. You just see that I'm expanding the given expressions and I substitute the values. Then I calculate them one by one, right? So then the next one, give the percentage as decimals. Now, when you want to convert a percentage to a decimal, first what you do, you write it as a fraction, right? And if you see this word decimal, you just find the hidden decimal place of this numerator, that is 13.0. You divide by 100. Now it is easy for you to move the decimal place now. So when you are dividing a decimal number by 100, you know you want to move 2 steps to the left side. So then that becomes 0.130 and final answer 0.13. And this one you can write 2 times 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 over 2%. How I'm going to write this? 5 over 2 out of 10 means divided by, out of 100 means divided by 100. Then the next step I write 5 over 2 multiplied by 1 over 100. So then my answer is 5 over 200. So then I try to simplify this before getting the decimal value. So then it is 1 over 40. But here I want to write this, the final answer, as a decimal, right? So then I want to check 1 over 40. How I'm going to get that? 1 divided by 40. So then here it is 0 and 0. You get 1. Take the imaginary 0, put the decimal. For tens, how many 40s are there? No, 0 and 0. You get 10, you get another imaginary 0. So then 40 times 2, it is 80. And then you have 20. You get another imaginary 0. 200. For 200, it is 5. And it is 200. And the answer is 0. Okay. So then the final answer, you can write 0.025. Okay. So then when you write that 13 over 100, 0.13, right? So then if you have 5 over 2 and that answer you divide by 100, 0.025. Okay. Another way we can do this, I will just show you and erase it, that we have 5 over 2%. No, 5 over 2, you can write 2.5%, right? So then the 2.5% means 2.5 over 100. So then straight away you can get the answer 0.025. You get the same answer, right? Okay, so then we will move to the next question. You want to find the XYZ. Here they have given a good indication. So this is an equilateral triangle. In an equilateral triangle, children, all the 3 sides are equal and all the 3 angles are equal. Each angle is 60 degrees, right? Each angle is 60 degrees. If that is 60, so you can find x plus 60 should be equal to 180. What is the reason? Angles on a straight line add up to 180. So then the x is equal to 180 minus 60. So then the x is equal to 120. Here I write the reason, angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line add up to 180. You don't want to write the whole thing, but how do you get this 60? So this is an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. Because of that, it is 60. Right? Because of that, it is 60. Okay? Equilateral triangle. The next one you can find, so here they have given a good signal what it is, that it is an isosceles triangle. First you want to write this is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle. In an isosceles triangle, we know that y is equal to 70, right? Y is equal to 70 because these two angles will be equal to 70. Then you write Z plus 70 plus 70 equal to 180. What is the reason? Angles in a triangle. Angles in a triangle. So then 70 and 70, it is 140. Then how do you find the Z angle here that I can't write it nicely? 180 minus 140. So then Z, the final answer, it is 40. Right? Now you just see, children, that I'm showing everything. So then the paper marker, your subject teacher, he or she can't say that you have missed anything because you are showing everything. So exam is the point where you have to show your talent, show your knowledge, right? That what you have learned, that this is the place you can show. So then you write everything, and you for this that you want to have a good practice, right? So then when you are trying to write everything, sometimes that you are running out of time. If you are practicing this well, and if you have the knowledge, and if you can do it properly on time, so then this kind of answer sheet will be there, right? And then we will move to the next one. You want to find the value, that if it is 4 to the power 2, I know how to find the value. 4 times 4, the answer is 16. But here I can't find the value because it is a negative thing. So then if it is negative, first what you want to do, you want to convert this into positive. So you get the reciprocal like this. So then you write that 1 over 4 times 4. So then the final answer will be 1 over 16. Okay. Then the next one, you have 4 to the power of, first you add this 3 plus 3, and then you write 4 to the power of 5. Then 4 to the power of 6 divided by 4 to the power of 5. So then I can write this 4 to the power of 6 minus 5. Then the answer is 4 to the power of 1. The final answer, it should be 4. Right? Because here they have asked us to write the value. Right? In some question, they ask us to write the answer in index form, right? In that case, you can just keep it as 4 to the power of 1. But this one, they have asked us to find the value. Therefore, you want to write the value of 4 to the power of 1. Okay. So then we will move to the next question. The next question is, so this is from the angles, parallel line and angles. Now, children, can you remember in the parallel line lesson, you have 3 types of angles: the corresponding angles, then the alternate angles, and the interior angle. Can you remember that we have learned with the special letters? If it is the corresponding, we know it is kind of the F letter angle. And then the alternate is just the letter angle. And then the interior angle, it is letter C, right? The other one, the alternate, it is Z, right? Okay, so then here you can see these lines are parallel, okay? And you can see here, look at this. Okay, you have the F letter. So then straight away, you can write A is equal to 110 and reason corresponding angle. Corresponding angle. Right, corresponding angle. And here that you can see, these are parallel. And then you just see, this is the Z letter. Right? This is the Z letter. Right? So then if this is B, this one also should be B. How we are going to find the B? So then why this became B? That you want to write the reason. The reason is alternate angle, right? That is how it became B. So then B plus 130, that is equal to 180. So then the B is equal to 180 minus 130. So then the B is equal to 50 degrees, right? So what is the reason behind this? So then you can write angles on a straight line. Straight line, okay? Then the next one, give the first quantity as a percentage of the second quantity. So this is a very popular question type. You write the first quantity as a fraction of second quantity, and then you want to get the percentage, therefore you multiply by 100. First quantity as a percentage of the second quantity. First you want to write the first quantity as a fraction of the second quantity, then you multiply it by 100 to get the percentage value. So then I can simplify this how 3 times 1 and 3 times 4, right? After that we can get 1 times 100, it is 100, and then this is 4. What is the answer? It is 25. So it should be a percentage, 25%. Then the next one, when you write, you have 5 centimeter over 5 meters, and you multiply this by 100. So this is not easy because the numerator units and the denominator units, they are different. So you want to convert that. We know 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Here that I have 5 meters, so then this should be 500 centimeters. So then I write this 5 centimeters over 500 centimeters multiply by 100. So then you can cancel the centimeter, the same unit, and then you can simplify 100 times 1 and 100 times 5, right? Then you can write, children, you are not supposed to use the red and all these colors, but I'm showing here to explain you clearly that what are the numbers I simplify. So then this is 5 over 5, and then the final answer will be 1%. Okay. Then we will move to the next one. There are 400 students in grade 7 classes. 392 of them do a sport. How many students do not do a sport? How do you find out of 400 that if 392 students are doing a sport, so these are the number of students who do not do a sport. So then when from 400 you deduct 392, it gives me 8. So then the 8 students do not, because these are word problem children, right? Do not do a sport, right? Give the number of students who do not do a sport as a percentage. So then 8 students are not doing sports out of what? Out of 400. And you want to write this as a percentage. Therefore, you multiply this by 100. And you can easily simplify this 100 times 1 and 100 times 4. And then you can write 8 over 4. Final answer is 2%. Right? So then we will move to the next one. Then find 12% of 6,000. How do you write this, children? 12%. 12% of means multiplication and 6,000, and you can simplify this, 2 zeros, 2 zeros. Then what you have? 12 multiplied by 60, right? 12 multiplied by 60. So then here I write 12 multiplied by 60. The final answer is 720. Then the next one, 70%, right? The 70%, how do you write? 70 over of means multiplication and 4 kilograms. But you want to write the answer in gram, no, children? The first thing what you can do, we know the 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. And then 4 kilograms equal to 4,000 gram, right? So then you can rewrite this 70 over 100 multiplied by 4,000 gram, and you can simplify this 2 zeros and 2 zeros. So then you want to multiply 70 by 40, right? So then here you can write 70 multiplied by 40 gram. The answer is 2,800 gram, 800 gram. You don't want to do any conversion because they have asked us to write the answer in gram. Okay. So then we will move to the next one. So this is the most important part, right? I would say, because most of the students are struggling with this, right? So I'm not sure that if I do the whole, no, we will try. It will be a longer one, but can't help otherwise that if you have so many videos, I know with my experience, you don't watch them, right? Here, what is the radius of the circle? Now, they have given the diameter, right? First of all, you want to understand the radius is equal to diameter divided by 2, right? And then you write 200 centimeters, you divide by 2, then the final answer here, it is 100 centimeters. What is the diameter of the circle? Now here that you want to do the other way around, the diameter of a circle is equal to 2 times the radius, right? Earlier they have given the diameter and you want to find the radius. It's so that you want to divide the diameter value by 2. But the second part, they have given the radius and you want to find the diameter. So you want to multiply 2 by radius. So then here you write 2 multiplied by 20.2. And when you have a decimal number like this, you know in grade 6 we learn, we just write that 202 multiplied by 2. What is the answer, children? It is 404. For this, you keep the decimals. How we are going to keep the decimal? It should be 40.4 centimeters, right? And the next one, find the circumference of the circle. So then you can write C is equal to 2, 5 R. What does this mean? 2 times 5 times R. What is the phi value they have asked us to take? 3.14, right? And what is the radius? 10. So then the 2 times 3.14, what is the answer, children? 6.25. 28 multiplied by 10. The final answer 62.8 centimeters. Very important. You want to use the units. First, you write the formula. C equal to 25R, and you know that to calculate the circumference, we have another formula. C equals to 5D. If they have given the diameter value and the phi value, we use the C equal 5D formula to find the circumference. But here that we have C equals to 25R, so then 2 times 5 times R. 5 they have given us 3.14, and the radius value they have given, if need, that you can mark this as the radius, right? So this is the radius, right? Your answer is complete now. So then the next one, you want to find the x value. You write x plus 60 equal to 180 degrees, right? So then the x is equal to 180 minus 60, and x is equal to 120, and you write the reason, angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. Always, children, keep this in your mind. If they have not asked you to write the reason, write the reason. It doesn't matter. Maybe that it takes 2 to 3 seconds, maybe 1 minute, let's say. But this statement, angles on a straight line, it adds a value to your answer. Kind of that you just see that you have just the butter cake and that you have the icing cake. The icing cake is beautiful, right? Likewise, when you're writing the reason like this and when you're showing all your steps like this, so then it is kind of an icing cake that where you can see the beauty. Inside the icing cake, you have the same butter cake, the same answer, but you have elaborated it, you have presented it in a different way, right? So then here, you know, this one, it is 90 degree. This is 90 degree when you have this small thing. So then here, what is the theory we have to use? First, you write y plus 90 equal to 360, because angles at a point add up to 360 now. So then here I can write 2y plus 90 equal to 360 degrees, right? Then I can write that the 2y equal to 360 minus 90. Okay, 360 minus 90, it gives me the answer 2y is equal to 270, and I divide both by 2 to get the y value. So when you divide 270 by 2, it gives me 135, right? So here what is the rule? That you write angles at a point. This is the theory behind this. Find the perimeter of this semicircle. Children, when you have something like this, you have that perimeter in the sense that you want to get the outer boundary, no? So you just see that here, when you start from A, first you go like this, right? And then you go like this and come to the initial point. So then now you have counted the outer boundary length, right? So then to get the perimeter, first you want to get the perimeter. You first get the straight edge, and you get the curve edge, both, right? You get the straight edge and the curve edge. The straight edge, what is the thing? So they have given 40. They have given 40. So then straight away you can write this as 40 centimeter. But that is D is 40 centimeters, right? And then the R should be what? R should be 20 centimeters, half of it, no? So then the full circle circumference, children, it is 2 times 5 times r. But here you don't have the full circle, you have only the half of that. Therefore, you divide this by 2. And then this 2 and 2 you can cancel. So then the next step you can write 40 centimeter plus 5r. Now I'm going to substitute 40 centimeter plus 5r means 5 times r, 3.14 times 20, right? I will show you this working. 3.14 times 20, you can write 2 times 10. And then 3.14, when you multiply by 2, it gives you 6.28 multiplied by 10. Right? So then here 40 centimeter plus, so then here you write 62.8, because that here the answer is 62.8, and this also should be centimeters. And when you add 40 and 62.8, 62.8 and 40, when you add, it gives me the answer 102.8 centimeter, right? First you want to get the straight edge distance, that is 40 centimeters. And then you want to get the curved edge, that is a half circle. The full circle, it is 2 5r. And as it is a half circle, you want to divide by 2. And 2 and 2 will be cancelled. You have only 5r. 5 is 3.14. And you want to multiply it by 20. Why 20? The diameter is 40. The r should be half of that. So then it should become 20. And 20 I can expand 2 times 10. And 3.14 I multiply by 2. And whatever the answer I get, I multiply it by 10 and get the answer 62.8. And I add 40 to the answer 62.8. And it gives me the final answer 102.8. Okay, so then, so then we want to go to the, we have this page. Quickly we will do that. Here, the bearing of a temple from a school. What I do from a school, letter S, the temple T, and it is 85 degrees. So then first I mark something like this. So this is the north direction. From school, it should be like this. And the 90 degrees like this. And it should be less than 90 degrees, something like this. And then the temple should be here. And I want to draw the clockwise direction. And here I write 85, right? You know that when we are writing the bearing value, we write it with 3 digits. That is why they have written at 085. And you want to show the north direction. From north direction, you take the movement to clockwise. That is why I showed the arrow to explain the clockwise direction. And then it should be less than 90. So I just marked the 90 degree with the dotted line and I showed it. It doesn't want to have that exact the protractor value. You want to show it roughly, that something like this. It is closer to 90 degrees. The bearing of a lighthouse, from the bridge is 270. You start from particular point and you want to have the north direction first of all. This is the north direction and this is the L, the lighthouse, and it should be 270. How do you mark this? 270, it's like this. And this is the bridge and this whole thing will be 270. Okay. Always it should be the clockwise direction from the north direction. From where that you get the from north, that it is the place that from a bridge. Oh, I made a huge mistake, children. So then it should be B here. The from the bridge, it should be B, and this is the lighthouse. Here from the school, S here, the bearing temple, it is here. From the bridge and the bearing lighthouse. Yeah, we are done. Then we will move to the next one. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because there is a printing but I can't see that. Maybe you might have, if you get the printout, this might be okay, that I can't do this question. And this one, again, that I can't do it because I can't see anything. Sorry about it. And then the circumference of the circle they have given, you want to find the radius. Children, if you have the circumference thing that 2 times 5r, what does this mean? C is equal to 2 times 5 times r. If you want to find the r, you divide C by 2 times 5. You bring those, the multiplication 2 and 5 to the other side like this. Now you have the formula. R equal to C divided by 2, 5. Now you just see why I wrote this C over 2, 5 with the division symbol. Because this time I saw 5 LEV is 22 over 7. If I have C over 2, 5 and the 5 LEV is 22 over 7, it becomes complicated. So then you just see how I'm doing. Instead of C, I write 440 centimeters divided by 2 times 22 over 7. Then I can write this 440 centimeters divided by 44 over 7. Then I can write 440 centimeters multiplied by 7 over 44. Now you can see that easily I can do that conversion when they have given the 5 value as a fraction. 44 times 1 and 44 times 10. And then you can write 10 times 7. The final answer, it is 70 centimeters. Okay. Then we will move to the next one. You want to find K. Right? You want to find K, L and M given. Right? So then before that, what you should do, okay, we will substitute. K we don't know. Right? Sorry, then you have 2 here. So then we can write 2L minus 2M equal to 10. What I did, children? I simplified the bracket. 2 times L, 2L, 2 times negative M, 2M. So then I substitute these values, right? 2L means 2 times 10, right? Then the 2M means 2 times negative 5 and equal to 10. Then I write K plus 20 subtract 2 times negative 5, it is negative 10 equal to 10. Then as I don't have enough space, I bring it here. Then K plus 20 plus 10 equal to 10. Why is that? This negative becomes positive. 20 plus 10, it is 30, no children? So then here we write 10 minus 30. So then the K is equal to negative 20. Right? Okay, so then the next one you want to write, you want to find this value. When you have something like this, you want to give your answer in standard form. How you can do this, children? First you write 2 times 1 over 10 to the power of 2 plus 3 times 1 over 10 to the power of 3. What does this mean? 2 times 1 over 100 plus 3 times 1 over 1000. Then I write it 2 over 100 plus 3 over 1000. So then I can write this 0.02 plus 0.003. What is the answer? 0.02, 0.003. And then your final answer 0.023. Then you write this 0.023, but you don't get the full marks if you keep this as the final answer, because they have asked us to write the final answer in standard form. So then I write 2.3 multiplied by 10 to the power 1, 2, negative 2, like this, right? So different students, they might take this in different ways, right? So I can show you that when you add that, you can convert this 100 into 1000, and this become 20, 20 plus 3, 23, 23 divided by 1000, again 0.023, whatever it is, your final answer should be in standard form, right? So we are done with the part 1, right? Children, that you just think that how I'll slowly move my answer sheet, that you just see how I have written the answers, how neat it is and how comprehensive it is. I have not missed any of the steps. I have written everything as much as possible, and then anyone can understand what I have done here, right? This kind of comprehensive and neat answer sheet you also should have. Otherwise, no point of watching these past paper discussion, children. Always when I'm discussing a past paper, I'll try my best to convince and guide you to write an answer script like this. So this should be the comprehensive, I should say that, complete way of giving the answers. Your teacher can't say anything and automatically you get the highest possible marks, right? You just see that I have written everything, the reasons, the equation marks, the neatness, units, degree sign, centimeter, everything I have marked, that I have not missed any of the things. Okay, children, I'll release the part 2 as a separate video. Otherwise, this will take a long video. We'll meet again next day. Till then, stay safe. And I want to mention you one thing, that most of the parents, they have asked that how you can contact me for a group class or a individual class. I want to say that I'm not accepting students personally to conduct classes, because I'm working for an institute in Canada now. So then if you want to contact me, so then it is not nice to contact that when I'm working for an institute and I'm conducting classes separately. It is not good and it is not nice. So then if you want to have something like that, you can contact them and they will give you more details. And you specifically mention that you want to have a session with Miss Jeewa, otherwise that you will be allocated to another teacher. So then you can specifically mention that you need to have a session with me. It can be an individual session, it can be a group class. They will give you more details on this. I will share the number if any of you want to have something like that, 953 and 5900. You can contact them through WhatsApp. So then you just mention that whether you want to have an individual session or a group class with Miss Jeewa. So then they will guide you depending on my availability. You can have a session like that. Okay, children, we'll meet again with the next video. Till then, stay safe. Have a nice weekend for me, but I don't know that they from your side. Anyway, that you want to be ready for the term and exam this week, that it will be a busy week for all of you. So see you, children. Bye.